Epiphanies. I love when epiphanies come. The other day I had commented on a post by a Facebook friend of mine, Eric Cork, and he had posted about the fact that some women think men hate women. And I replied, well, they're right about some men. Some men do hate women, and some men are intimidated by women and they hate the way that makes them feel. And I went on to say that some men are jealous of women because they think that women have it so easy, much easier than men, and they get all these perks and female privileges, and they don't realize the discrimination and the harassment and even the danger that comes with that. And then I went on to say another reason why some men hate women is because of the way patriarchy socializes them. Many men, especially men without a father figure in the home or a father figure in their childhood, they aren't taught really how to be men. They're told how not to be women. They're taught, don't be soft, don't cry, because those are female things. Don't be sensitive, that's a female thing. Don't be a pussy, don't be a female dog. They're literally taught that everything that is feminine is something that is shameful and disgusting. And so if that is your opinion of feminine traits and you have nothing countering that, you have nobody showing you the positives about women besides, their physical beauty or their ability to satisfy you in an intimate way. If you have no value in a woman and all you're taught is that they're negative, they're disgusting, they're shameful, the epiphany I had is that is why so many men, I believe, they go straight to trying to shame women because they are upset that the shame that they have been shamed with when they in any way exhibited what some person thought was a feminine trait, that we're walking around and not being shamed. We're not being shamed for how we dress. We're not being shamed for, if we're flirtatious. We're not being shamed for being confident. We're not being shamed for having this child or being with this man or whatever it is, because their whole upbringing was shame based and about disgust and making them disgusted with themselves for displaying what this particular person thought was a feminine trait. And the thing about masculinity and femininity is one of the things patriarchy has lied about is that certain things are masculine and certain things are feminine, because a lot of what it purports to be masculine and feminine is very arbitrary. Emotions aren't feminine. Every human being has emotions. So saying certain emotions are feminine and other emotions are masculine is ridiculous. Crying isn't feminine. Crying is a natural reaction to certain stimuli. Being vulnerable, being sensitive, none of that is feminine. These are abilities to relate and ways to handle life. And so when you arbitrarily assign things to be feminine that aren't, what you do is you shame people for being human and you shame people for having human responses. And that's why it's so difficult for some men to actually get in touch with their emotions, to actually know what they're feeling, to actually communicate, because every time they tried, they were shut down and shamed and made to feel disgusted with themselves or made to see that their behavior was disgusting to others. And that's again one of the reasons why I dislike so many things about patriarchy, is because in my mind, anything that is based on shame, control, disgust, tearing people down isn't healthy. We need to have systems of raising children that are about training them, building them up, showing them the proper way without shame, without disgust, without tearing them down, but through guidance, through modeling, through encouragement, through direction. And so once again, you know, as a woman, I always wondered, why did these guys just jump to trying to, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for the way you're dressing or ashamed of yourself for this or that. And I didn't realize until today that is a lot of what some men have been taught, that's how you train somebody, that's how you correct somebody. You don't just talk to them, you don't just reason with them, you don't just give them reasons, but you try to humiliate them and shame them and tell them that they're lesser than. And that is so sad and so disturbing, and it's something we need to stop, because nobody should be treated that way. And we a lot of times repeat what we learn as children because we think that that's the way things should be done, and we don't realize that there are many other better ways to do things. But everyone that learns, as Maya Angelou said, should teach. So if you have learned that there are better ways to do things, then use those better ways and stop trying to use humiliation and shame to control other people, and let people be human beings. May you